True. True.
Oh God.
But I do have good news for you, Rukon. I have very good news for you because now we'll talk about a studio that we won't be talking about.
I don't think this is good news.
I think it's brilliant news. Personally, I love this.
Oh God.
So you remember Mind's Eye? We spoke about it.
We spoke about it last week.
Yeah.
It's like the game came out last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And it wasn't good.
I never even got to play it.
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good game. A lot of people had a lot of problems. In fact, one of my favorite videos of the entire game is Soda Poppin trying to log into the game during a sponsor stream. That's the funniest shit you'll ever see in your life. Because this man, you spoke about it last week as well. This man is trying to glaze this game because he's paid to glaze the game.
Are you talking about Soda Poppin or Coke Carnage?
Soda Poppin. Did you not see Soda Poppins?
No, I haven't seen Soda Poppins. What happened with Soda?
Okay, so the game crashes, right? While he's talking about how good the game is, the game crashes. And then he's trying to load back in, but the game just continues. It doesn't even get back in. It just continuously crashes. He's trying different saves, and it just continuously crashes. And he's eventually just starting to read the notes that they gave him to talk about. Like he's just reading the talking points of the game.
I remember Tyler 1 doing that at one point. Like he was reading off of the sponsored document, and suddenly he goes like, something, he says like this whole marketing spiel, and then he reads the part where it says, "Say this in your own words. Don't actually repeat what's said." And he just like reads through it, keeps going, doesn't give a fuck. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
So the game was really bad, right? One of the reasons I love this, and to be fair, I hate the fact that we're still stuck without actual competition for the GTA space. Because I think competition can make GTA better. That part I hate. But the part I love about this is what I spoke about last week. These developers were so high on their own farts that before the game came out, they literally said that criticisms of the game is paid for by Rockstar. Like, it's not
paid
actual
opposition.
Real criticism. Yeah, so I'm glad that this happened because now 1047, I believe that's the studio's name, they're in serious trouble. So they just announced massive layoffs at the studio. It's already not a big studio, so massive layoffs is not a good thing. And the founder and the co-founder of the studio will stop taking salaries as they desperately try and fix this broken mess of a game.
Hey, that's pretty noble that they stopped taking salaries. You know.
Well, what would have been noble is before the game came out, listening to the criticism when people were telling you, well, this game looks a little bland and boring, and not just going, well, Rockstar is just paying people to disagree with our game.
I mean, the weird thing about Mind's Eye is that I haven't even heard about it before the Summer Game Fest thing. I had no idea this game was coming out. I had no idea what it was about. I had literally nothing. I'm just like, what's this?
I
just remember watching that trailer, and I actually went back to watch what my reaction was to that trailer, and it was me just going like, "What the fuck is this Zoomer editing bullshit?" Because we're just going like, bam,
it was
you're talking like
bad.
half a second, less than half a second cuts, like 100 millisecond cuts. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? This is like some Zoomer editing, dude. Jesus.
I would say the biggest issue of the game is it's trying to be another GTA. Except it misses everything that makes GTA, right? It doesn't have it's sort of trying to be GTA, but taking a page out of Cyberpunk's book. It's like, wait, do you know what you think this game should be? Because it doesn't seem like you have a clue. And
this game's whatever I feel like it.
Yeah, and now your profits is whatever. Well, no one feels like it.
It's definitely not whatever you feel like it. Nope.
It's very unless what you feel is that you don't have profits, in which case, congratulations, I guess you've done it. You know, if you wanted to make a game that absolutely failed, they say we learn from our failures. So congratulations, sir. this is a learning experience for you.
Fantastic learning opportunity.
Hopefully they can fix it,
so,
because everyone I've spoken to,
bunch of people got fired.
Yeah, a bunch of people is getting fired and did get fired. But everyone I've spoken to does say that the game has a good framework. Like, there's definitely something there. The problem is just that what's there is so broken that you can't actually get to it. So I guess that's better than something like Dragon Age: The Veilguard, where it's fine, it runs fine, it does what it needs to do, but what is there sucks, right? And so there's not really... The only way to fix Dragon Age: The Veilguard would be to remake the entire thing. Here, hopefully fixing some bugs, because they did say that new patches and stuff are coming. Hopefully fixing some bugs. Hopefully, updating the graphics and stuff to the point where it doesn't look like ass might just fix it. Let's hope. And I'm allowed to talk about Dragon Age: The Veilguard now because we've already brought it up. I'm not reintroducing it to a new episode. Maybe next week we'll have an episode where Dragon Age: The Veilguard isn't a thing.
I was just sitting in the corner.
Yeah, well, it's where you belong, you bitch, for playing Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Oh God.
Speaking of people getting fired, see, it's the wrong people getting fired, actually, in my opinion. Like you guys know, I would love nothing better than a camera being sort of live streaming all of the doors of all of the AAA studios on the day when hundreds of developers lose their jobs. I want to watch that. I'll co-stream that shit, right?
That is fucked up. That's fucked up. I do not agree. I 100% do not agree. That's fucked up.
But I will co-stream it, though. The thing that I have a problem with is everyone's getting laid off, but it's the wrong people. Hey, where are the Ubisoft employees losing their jobs? That's a nice thing to hear. But instead, we have Splitgate 2. Splitgate 2 is also having massive layoffs.
I mean, bro's sitting over there talking about how, like, my fucking Call of Duty bad, which fucking based, yeah. And then he makes a fucking Call of Duty clone.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Like, Call of Duty bad, Fortnite bad, my game good. It's like, what the fuck do you mean, bro? Your game is Call of Duty and Fortnite. What?
I need to correct myself on something. I literally just remembered as I looked at the two topics. I mixed up the two topics. The founder and co-founder who isn't taking salaries anymore is the Splitgate people, not the Mind's Eye people. They're still taking money. Okay. They're just firing a bunch of employees. Does that make you feel better?
So the Mind's Eye people, not based.
No, not based. No. Splitgate people maybe a little bit more based. Maybe
more based because they're not taking salaries anymore. Okay.
So just a quick update and refresher for those of you that don't know the story. And we're sort of going to probably move through this story relatively quickly as well as the next one because it's more layoffs. But just a quick refresher here. Splitgate 2, the director wore a hat at the Games Fest. A hat that said, make FPS great again.
Make FPS great again.
Yeah. The media and all the lefties then had a meltdown because how dare you wear Trump's hat? Of course, they didn't say anything when Hideo Kojima was wearing the same hat saying, make TV great again. There apparently Hideo Kojima wasn't being a white supremacist. Yeah. There's photos of Hideo Kojima wearing the hat, make TV great again. But of course, that's not white supremacy. But this guy is absolutely a white supremacist because how dare he wear a hat, make FPS great again? Originally, he doesn't back down, and he's like, well, I stand by my message. I believe that gaming should be, FPS should be made good again. And I think a lot of FPS fans can agree with this, right? FPS has become stale, very stagnant, and Microsoft, or at least Call of Duty, is effectively just reprinting the same game every single year. Like, just every year is the same slop. And just more battle passes and Seth Rogen weed, marijuana-filled battle passes and shit. And now they have a Beavis and Butthead battle pass coming to the game, which is like, man.
Let me tell you something, okay?
Yeah.
That's exactly what a lot of people want. This is just a fact of life. So many people just want the same slop. Look at how successful FIFA is.
Yeah.
It's fucking slop. Look at how successful Madden is.
Yeah.
It's fucking slop. Look at how successful Call of Duty is. It's fucking slop.
But-
and it's never going to change.
But I feel like people want it because they want the type of game, right? FIFA works because so many people love football. And so they will always go because they want the football. But if you could actually get a company to deliver a better product, that might actually kill FIFA or force them to be better, right? If they can deliver a better product. That's the whole point. There's no competition within the market. And with Call of Duty, I love the fact that he wore the hat. Of course, it worked. The game actually spiked to about 25k concurrents, which is the highest they've ever had concurrents. And then he made the mistake of apologizing.
I don't think that's why it's. I'm sure that a part of that is because he apologized, but I just think that the game wasn't that good to begin with.
So the reason the apology,
the
reason the apology definitely has something to do with it. I'm not saying that's the whole reason because I do think the game also has its problems, right? But the reason the apology definitely, you can literally see the moment he apologizes, and it's just down right back to where it was, right? Like all of it just goes away. And it kind of makes sense when you think about it logically. He was wearing this hat. A lot of the gamers, the chuds, were going, paste, let's go, right? Because whenever the media is angry at someone for being based, the based gamers want to play the game, right? And so they started logging in. They were probably not going to stick around because the game does have serious issues. But then he apologizes. And now the based gamers are going, dude, we had your back, fam.
Apologies actually not based.
Yeah, the apology isn't based. And the reason there's nothing wrong with apologizing. I want to be super clear about that. You should apologize when you're wrong. But in this case, you're being accused of something that is retarded. You're wearing a hat based on a very popular slogan. Like, everyone has done this. Super progressives wear hats like this.
I remember at one point there was a random guy saying that this
white
was
supremacy.
Like
this was a
some
sign of
white supremacy.
Yeah.
It's like
just people being bored making up bullshit, right?
And the best part is that was actually like a 4chan psyop or some bullshit, and they were so successful. They're like this random esports commenter. Here's why this is actually really bad. I looked into it, guys. Trust me. It's like, you fucking dumb motherfucker. What is wrong with you? Jesus Christ, bro.
It is what it is. But fundamentally, the mainstay is they're letting go of a number of people at their studio. We don't know how many. This is sort of up in the air. But again, it's sad to see companies that should be providing competition within the market.
Wait, aren't you going to co-stream? Come on, Echelon, it's time to co-stream.
Yeah,
what the fuck do you mean?
I want to co-stream when EA and Ubisoft and Blizzard and Microsoft, like when they televise all of their people getting fired.
No, it's time to co-stream, bro. Let's go.
And maybe CD Projekt Red after the failures of Witcher 4. I'll probably make a stream about that and laugh at all the developers there walking out with their pink and purple hair.
It's never cool to see people lose their job, bro. Fuck that shit.
I don't agree, because if you're a terrible person and you make terrible decisions and you destroy games, you don't deserve to work there, right? So, for example,
the Bible say give the other cheek or something like that?
Well, here's the thing, right? I don't wish for these people to die, right? I'm not wishing death upon these people. I'm simply saying...
But you are wishing ill upon them.
So let me put it this way. If you're saying that it's never cool to see people lose their jobs, imagine there's an engineer, right? Every single bridge this guy builds collapses within seconds. Would it not be cool for him to lose his job?
No.
Why
would
not?
Suck.
Well, he's
still
not
don't
good.
want him
He
to
builds
have,
bridges that break and kill people.
I want you to understand the difference, okay? I want that guy fired, but I'm not celebrating the fact that he was fired. I want him fired because he's incompetent.
Yeah, but I'm
not going to celebrate the fact that he's going to lose his means of supporting himself.
Okay, but so do you not support, you spoke about how corrupt and evil your politicians are, right? So when a corrupt and evil politician gets voted out of office, do you not celebrate that? Because technically they did just lose their work, right? They just lost their job.
There's a very different thing there.
No, how is it
very,
different?
very different. because the politician is doing it on purpose, and the engineer. I'm not, I mean, unless you're going to tell me that it was a malicious engineer that was purposefully destroying these bridges, or is he an incompetent engineer? From the story that you were saying, it seemed to me like he was an incompetent person, whereas the politicians are very competent individuals.
Well,
they're just fucking scumbags.
Well, let's examine this. Brian J. Audit said, reposting without comment, except I refute that we made a bad or compromised game. We made the best version of what we released, warts and all. I'm damn proud of it and the team. We couldn't have made a better Dragon Age, only a different one. So it was very much on purpose. It was maliciously fueled. So should I not celebrate Brian losing his job?
Incompetent. He's just incompetent.
No, everything they did there was on purpose. Even when they were warned, hey, don't do this. They were like, no, you white people shut the hell up. We're making this. And we don't care what you have to say. So 100% malicious. 100% on purpose. I can celebrate their job losses because I think people like this don't deserve to work in the gaming industry. It doesn't mean that I don't want to see them go work in banking.
Okay, now what about
go to banking?
Wait. Now what about this guy is one of the lead writers? Okay, what about the other writers that were forced to work under him?
Well, it depends on how much do you know about those being forced or not.
Exactly. You're going to be celebrating all of their firings regardless if they were forced to work there. And I was like, fucking based, fuck them.
Each of them have social media. If they want to come out and say, I want them from the beginning, this is bullshit, they didn't want to listen to me, I go like, bro, I'm sad that you lost your job.
Not everybody has social media. Come on.
Dude, everyone has access to it. It's free. Like, you don't need money in order to sign up to X. You could literally be like, I was one of the writers on Dragon Age the Veilguard. I told them from the beginning this Tash bullshit isn't going to fly.
And who the fuck is going to believe them?
They could show us. Like, I'm just saying, there's no point in arguing about, well, maybe there's some developers that don't deserve to lose their jobs and some developers that do. You were part of this project. You were happy to get paid for this project. You never spoke out. You never spoke up. You're going down with the ship. And I don't feel sorry for you because this is what you made. You took a franchise that was really good and you destroyed it.
I just don't think it's fair, the comparison term that you're pulling off of like a corrupt politician who made fat stacks nonstop all the fucking time. And you're trying to compare that to a fucking developer of a video game who lost his job.
I think principally
these are two very different things.
I think they're very different things in reality.
I disagree.
In reality, they're very different things, but principally they're exactly the same thing. Because they're both losing their jobs for valid reasons, and that must be celebrated. You're a corrupt asshole. You don't belong there. You're absolutely terrible at your job, and you destroy entire franchises. You don't belong to work in the gaming industry. Go work somewhere else, somewhere that you can't destroy, like banking, or become a politician. They destroy things on purpose. If that's what you want to do. But in this instance, just to get back to the Splitgate 2 layoffs, I do feel sorry for these developers, right? Because they're effectively losing their jobs, most likely not for decisions they made. Because this CEO doesn't seem like the kind of guy that really understands what he wants to do. If you wore that hat and you believed in the message you were pushing, you would not have apologized. Because you understood, look, this is what I believe. I believe FPS should be made great. The fact that he apologized suggests to me that he probably didn't really have a vision of what he wanted this game to be. And he was genuinely just thinking, hey, this could be a good marketing opportunity for us. Which, I don't have time for that. If you want to be edgy really. Don't just be edgy because you're, sort of
quadruple down.
Yeah, like double down, quadruple down. Run this ship. Like, if the ship's going down, go down with it. But anyways, so that's what happened there. Sticking to layoffs because why not? Xbox.
More layoffs. Oh no.
Yeah.
Fucking Xbox fucking it up again. This is their fourth time, their fourth round of layoffs in recent times. So good job, Microsoft.
And this one's massive. So according to the sources speaking to IGN,
this one hasn't been officially confirmed.
No. The managers expect. Yeah. So they saw the email saying that they have to brace for impact, but they have not gotten the official numbers yet. But according to the managers, they said usually layoffs don't get announced in this way. So when this happens, it means
it's going to be nuclear. Yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. See, the funny thing is, it seems like a lot of this is brought on because of the Activision purchase.
Yeah.
That seems to be what is happening. They spent so much money on Activision Blizzard, and now it's like, well, Activision Blizzard's making us all this money. What are you guys contributing? Oh, not as much? Okay, bye.
I think
Sucks to be
yes.
you, bro.
I think yes, but I think there's probably a little bit more to it. I think everything you just said is absolutely spot on. With an added year, it's not been a good few years for Microsoft. I made this video yesterday, and if you go through just their most recent games, and I'm not even including South of Midnight here, right? It's all bombed. Like every single one of their games bomb. It's not a good time. So just going through the list here, you have, for example, Diablo 4. It's currently stuck at about 3,000 people playing it. Starfield, less than 1,000, 2,000, 1,900 people playing it. Towerborne, a game that no one even knew was coming out. It had an all-time peak of 1,300 people, 49 people currently playing it. 151 people
is
in Avowed.
It's a very niche game, Towerborne, so I wouldn't expect massive numbers on that one.
No, that's perfectly fine, but it does sort of play into all of the failed games currently. Avowed at 151. Call of Duty is suffering at the moment. Like if you go from like Call of Duty is at an 24-hour peak of about 66,000 people. And right now, the players is about 27,000 people. That's a far cry from earlier, like late last year, where they were sort of at 250, but they've not been able to even once get back to the last peak of 491,000. So even with all of their sort of patches and all of the stuff that they're releasing, Call of Duty isn't able to get back to their previous peaks. So clearly, Microsoft is spending a lot of money making video games, but they're not getting anything back. Like the flow of money back into the company is sort of slow at the moment. And I think that's also part of why massive layoffs are coming. And I hate to say this, but I think Clair Obscur may have something to do with it as well. Because Clair Obscur did prove that you don't need a lot of developers to make a good game. You just need a number of really talented developers and you can make good games. And Microsoft is one of the most overemployed companies in the world. So I wouldn't be surprised if at least part of this is Xbox going, hey, we probably don't need massive teams working on shit like South of Midnight. We could probably just have like 15 developers working on something like South of Midnight and still make it hopefully a really good game. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into the political side of things because that's a whole different discussion. But if Microsoft is one of two companies that basically said, we don't care, we're going to continue with the DEI stuff, we're going to continue with the wokeness, we'll still hire based on diversity, equity, and inclusion, not based on merit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe this is a turning point for Microsoft. The interesting thing, and this is something that we probably should talk about, Microsoft still posts massive profits. So it's not like they're going bankrupt, right? It's not like they're losing money.
I mean, yeah, because Microsoft has fucking Game Pass, and Game Pass is like one of the hottest commodities in gaming right now. For the moment, even though people are, I feel, wearing a little bit thin on the whole play video games as Netflix approach. I know that I definitely never subscribed to that, and it's interesting seeing more people come around to that viewpoint at this moment.
I will say, though, I asked Grok to just do a quick evaluation of how much Microsoft makes conservatively on Microsoft Game Pass. It's between 6.1 and 7.7 billion dollars a year.
That seems pretty profitable to me.
That is insane. That is a lot of money. So, Xbox Game Pass is still pumping out them numbers. Talking now,